This murder case has been unsolved for 30 years. For more than 3 decades, this murder case has remained one of the most disturbing unsolved crimes in American history. No arrests, no convictions, only unanswered questions, and a family still waiting for justice. It all began on a quiet autumn night in the early 1990s, in a small suburban town where violent crime was rare and doors were often left unlocked. The victim, a 27-year-old woman described by friends as kind, hardworking, and full of plans for the future, was found brutally murdered inside her own home. There were no signs of forced entry. Police believe she knew her killer, or at least trusted them enough to let them inside. The body was discovered the next morning by a close relative who had grown worried after repeated phone calls went unanswered. Inside the house, everything looked normal at first glance. Furniture was untouched. Valuables were not stolen. But in the bedroom, investigators found a crime scene that suggested intense violence and a struggle. The autopsy revealed the victim had been stabbed multiple times. The attack was personal, overkill by definition, indicating rage rather than robbery. Yet there was no murder weapon, no fingerprints, no clear DNA. This was before modern forensic technology became what it is today. Police interviewed neighbors, friends, co-workers, and former romantic partners. Several people of interest emerged, including an ex who had reportedly argued with her weeks before her death, and a co-worker who was said to be overly fixated on her. But nothing could be proven. Alibis couldn't be broken. Witness statements conflicted. And crucial hours after the murder were lost before police fully realized what they were dealing with. As the years passed, leads went cold. Evidence was misplaced. Detectives retired. And the case quietly slipped into the growing archive of unsolved murders. In the early 2000s, hope briefly resurfaced when the case was reopened using newly available DNA technology. Items from the crime scene were retested, including clothing and bedding. But once again, results came back inconclusive. The DNA found did not match anyone in national databases. Some investigators believe the killer was someone who left town immediately after the crime, possibly never to return. Others suspect a cover-up or missed clue that could have changed everything. Over the years, anonymous tips have come in. Some claim to know the killer. Others pointed fingers at people who had already been cleared. Each tip raised hope, then faded into disappointment. Today, 30 years later, the victim's family continues to speak out, refusing to let her name be forgotten. They believe someone, somewhere, knows the truth and has stayed silent all these years. And the most chilling thought remains this: if the killer was never caught, they may still be out there, living a normal life, blending in, waiting for time to erase what they did. But time has not erased this case. And justice, though delayed, may not be denied forever. If you have any information about this case or any cold case, remember, one tip can change everything.